My name's Anthony, and I've been working for Good Return for about 1 year now. At Good Return, I sit in the office every day and I edit the stories that we hear from these women over in Nepal. So it was great to finally go over there and hear their stories one-to-one and see how their lives were in reality. I arrived in Kathmandu very late at night, and I remember the airport being very dilapidated and the streets were very dark, and I walked out the terminal and it seemed like 200 people screaming at me, trying to get me in a taxi. But eventually, luckily, with prior arrangements, a small Nepalese man had my name written on a plaque, and I found him and I got whisked off to my hotel. I spent 1 day in Kathmandu, and then I took a flight to Japa, which is a short 45-minute flight with the Himalayas and Mount Everest on the one side of the plane. I spent about 8 days, 7 to 8 days in Japa, interviewing clients and meeting the Nirdhan Bank staff, who are mostly based in Japa. Then bus to Ilam, which was quite an interesting bus ride because it is filled with cliffs and hills. So if you're sitting on the side of the bus where the cliff is, it's not very nice sometimes. After that, spending a couple of days in Ilam interviewing more clients, we travelled back to Japa, and we took about a 2-day bus to Rupandehi, which is near the north of the country, and that was through all types of different scenery. Despite the poverty and the hardships that the people were clearly going through, wherever I travelled around the country, the people were very warm and welcoming and invited me with tea and biscuits. The goats were very cute, and that was one of my favourite things about visiting villages, was the abundance of livestock and animals, and goats, cows, chickens, little ducks, so that was quite fun as well. I visited 3 livelihood workshops that Good Return organises, and it was clear from the start that the women were very appreciative of what they were learning and very eager to learn, and wanted more, wanted to gain knowledge, because they knew that it was the key to breaking the cycle of poverty. After that, we went back to Kathmandu, where I spent a day at the World Education Office, and then flew back to Japa to hold the review meeting that we had with our partner, our MFI partner, and then flew back to Kathmandu again and spent a few days, and then came back to Sydney. The trip was amazing and a great opportunity, and I hope one day to be back in Nepal.